All right, guys. We are back again this morning, and we're going to be live across all the games currently. All right, we'll be monitoring all the game stuff for you here. Then the Madrid derby, and just a few moments ago, we saw Man United do what United do best: lose a football game. It is a shocking and a pathetic, really, how Man United have become. Um, how Man United have become the laughing stock across Europe, being beaten by everybody as we speak. And United now, under Ruben Amorim, have yet to win a back-to-back game, and it is a shocking, really. But let's not take anything away from what is happening all across. Because we'll be going live across to all the grounds in a moment. We just are waiting for the start of all the games across various grounds in Europe. Chelsea are up against Brighton, Leeds United against Bournemouth, Crystal Palace are away at Selhurst Park against at home against Liverpool. I beg your pardon. So plenty of games to monitor for you. Then this morning I will be going from one ground to another to bring you all the latest score as they happen. This promises to be really good watch. And there you have it. Go rush. Chelsea are in action. So too are Liverpool, Manchester City, all in action at the same time. I will be going live to the Madrid derby as well to bring you all the latest from the Madrid derby as Atletico take on Real Madrid. Madrid are perfect record so far in the league this season under manager Xabi Alonso. All right, the games are getting on the way then. Chelsea up against Brighton. Liverpool against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. And of course, Manchester City at home to Burnley. Earlier, Man United lost 3-1. Man United lost 3-1 to Brentford in their game there. So Man United still to win back-to-back games under Ruben Amorim since he's taking charge of the side. And Chelsea are on the front foot early on in the game. James, Esteval, Caicedo. And it will fall kindly back to Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez wins a free kick for a Chelsea in a very promising position. And Chelsea mounting early pressure on Brighton in the game. Esteval does really well there. Neto with the ball. And that's a really huge block. Don't forget it. Madrid Derby is a few minutes away then. We're going to be going live to bring you updates from Wando Metropolitano out there in Spain as Atletico take on Real Madrid. Real Madrid a perfect record so far in the league. And now Minte with a chance for Brighton. But Chalobah will tidy things up at the back for Chelsea. If you're just joining us, Man United 3-1 defeat at Brentford earlier on today. Another setback for Ruben Amorim, whom a lot has now been calling for his head to be sacked as a manager of Man United. He says he won't change his tactics, his methods, even for the Pope. Is he going to be the next manager to be sacked following the departure of Graham Potter early today? And some heavy touch on the pass then from Robert Sanchez. Still goalless, Crystal Palace against Liverpool. Van Dijk with the ball. Konate. And Conor Bradley whips one in. Lovely done. McAllister. Soboslai. Esteval pulling the strings for Chelsea early on in the game. A really interesting selection for Liverpool then in the absence of Ugo Ekitike, who was sent off in their Carabao Cup tie against Southampton. So Alexander Isak starts up front for them. And behind him, Florian Wirtz, Dominic Soboslai, Mohamed Salah, Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, and Conor Bradley starts at right back ahead of Jeremy Frimpong. Milos Kekes, Ibrahima Konate, and Virgil van Dijk. And Crystal Palace are in front already in the game. And it is that a man who loves to score against wow. Liverpool are behind for the first time this season. Papa Metasa. Wow. It was a weak header and that was a huge mistake from Ryan Gravenberch. Force kindly for Sa, who does the rest. And now Liverpool will have to do it the hard way against their bogey team. Don't forget they lost to the same opponent in the Community Shield on penalties. And now they would have to come from behind to win at a Selhurst Park today if they must maintain their 100% perfect record at the start of this season. And also, we can see the players in the tunnel there getting ready for action in the Madrid derby. Atletico against Real Madrid. Madrid are looking to maintain their perfect start to the season. And this could be, woo! Big save there from Alisson. Whoa. What a game we're having here at Selhurst Park. Salah finds Gravenberch. And Liverpool get a free kick. A foul by Kamada on a Gravenberch there. A sloppy play from Ibrahima Konate, almost gifting a Crystal Palace a 2-goal lead in this tie. Alisson does really well there to keep that out. What a save. Huge save early on in the game then for Alisson to make sure that his scoreline remains just 1-0 for now. Esteval for Chelsea still making all the runs. A really high expectations then for this one. And we said it, we didn't know how Xabi Alonso will line up for this one. But there you have your answer. Jude Bellingham start up front alongside Kylian Mbappe. And it's really a packed midfield with Vinicius Jr., Aurelien Tchouameni, Federico Valverde, Adagule, who has been in superb form for them all through this season. And then Anderson Militao, Dani Carvajal, and new signing Carreras all start in defense in front of Thibaut Courtois. And for Atletico Madrid, it is Jan Oblak, Marcos Llorente, Robin Le Nomad, on Longley, Clement Longley, David Hanko, and City are in front. It is a lovely play from Doku, and Phil Foden does the rest. So Man City lead there at the Etihad, 1-0. Phil Foden with the goal. And still reading the lineup for this Madrid derby there now. Giuliano Simeone, Pablo Boris, Koke is fit enough to start this one. And Nico Gonzalez, Alexander Solos, and Julian Alvarez start in front for Atletico Madrid. And it is Chelsea still enjoying much of the possession so far in the game. And it is the first start for Jude Bellingham then, having sustained or gone under the knife for that shoulder injury after the FIFA Club World Cup. And it is a really surprise inclusion, given Franco Mastantuono has been in a superb form as well. And he scored his first goal for the team in their last game. All right, the game is on the way then. The Madrid derby, Atletico against Real. And still no goals in the other games. Liverpool trailing 1-0 at Crystal Palace. Man City lead 1-0 against Burnley at the Etihad. A corner kick to Atletico, who are looking to get on a fast start here. And Minte gets the ball for Brighton, sends one in, but can't quite pick out anyone. Woohoo! What a save! What a save from Henderson. It was driven in very hard. Hit cleanly by Gravenberg. What a save by Henderson there. Woo-hoo-hoo. And it's woo! What a glorious opportunity for Atletico to go in front there. A huge a challenge by Eder Militao. Jude Bellingham to Vinicius. Bellingham will get it again for Madrid. Does well there. And Militao is hot. I think has hurt himself in the process. But what a goal saving tackle that was. Wow. That was incredible. Just as Salah was about to pull the trigger. He is in some serious pain. Militao. And he might be forced off early on here. And what options have they got on the bench? Antonio Rudiger is still out injured as well with a muscle injury. And another big save from Allison. Wow. Crystal Palace. Wow. Another brilliant save from Anderson. Allison, I beg your pardon. Huge moment in the game for Liverpool. Sa, the scorer. Crystal Palace have stifled Liverpool in this opening 22 minutes or so. Alexander Isak having no service whatsoever up front just yet. Lovely play from Wharton. And Mateta. Another huge save from Allison. This is turning into an Allison event. Konate thought he was a foul, but I think he went down too soft. Wow, another big save for Allison. And Chelsea are in front. Enzo Fernandez just found himself in the right position, and Chelsea go in front against a Brighton. Chelsea won, a Brighton nil. Really, really massive goal this for Chelsea, who are looking to snap a two-game losing run, beaten by Bayern Munich and Chelsea. So they are looking to avoid a third straight defeat in all competitions. They find themselves in front here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea won, Brighton a nil. I must say Chelsea have really looked hungry and sharp in this game. João Pedro will chase. Mbappe. Carreras finds Mbappe once more. And it goes wide to Carvajal. Adagula. It's good to see Militao back, but still not moving quite crisply. Vinicius trying some flick on there. And Bournemouth also have what a strike at this from Semenyo. What a strike for a free kick. Antoine Semenyo drives Bournemouth in front against a Leeds. Good block there by Kukurea for Chelsea. And it will be a corner kick to Brighton. And what a lovely looking pass there. But does really well to get something on that. Forces a save from Thibaut Courtois. And still Doku pulling the strings for Manchester City. And the angle just too acute there for Alexander Isak to try and run the goalkeeper in. I just can't find the angle to put that in. So it's still Crystal Palace a 1, Liverpool a nil, half an hour in. And it is Crystal Palace, surprisingly, who look more likely to even score some more goals. Wow. A Brighton player's not happy there. Sam Hooper blocking what would have been a lovely shot. Mente pulling the string, laying it off for a shot, but Sam Hooper on the way. And now Brighton have a free kick in a very promising position on the field. But I was a very wasted effort then by Ayari. And Atletico are in front against Real Madrid. Atletico in front against Real Madrid. What a goal. What a beautiful move. And now Xabi Alonso's men will be tested for the first time this season. What a header. And this is the sort of start Diego Simeone wants from his players. And this is the sort of position that Atletico Madrid thrive. And it's a little mad who breaks the deadlock in this Madrid derby. What have Madrid got in response to that? Lovely take from Robert Sanchez. And this now is going to be a huge test for Real Madrid. You know how Diego Simeone's team always loves to defend. Still plenty of time to play in this Madrid derby. But early indications here It's all been Atletico Madrid so far. Atletico Madrid now have three corners to Madrid's zero. And that will be a free kick to Atletico Madrid. With another chance to whip one in. Wow. And a chance for another break now for, and Couture does really well to thwart that. Thank you guys for being a part of this one with me again today at this live coverage from all across Europe. Earlier, Manchester United lost again 3-1 at Brentford. And that was a really a close from a Konate as a Liverpool try to get an equalizer before halftime. Madrid are in all kinds of problem early on in this game. And Leeds are back level on level times against a Bournemouth. Now it's Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1. It's huge, huge momentum for Atletico Madrid, who are hungry for even more goals. They have to take their chances and capitalize on this momentum because you don't expect Madrid to be this bad in the second half. And yeah, see games are currently ongoing in the Bundesliga. FC Heidenheim are 1-0 up against Augsburg, and Mainz 05 are down 2-0 against Borussia Dortmund. St. Pauli 1, Bayer Leverkusen 1, and RB Leipzig are 1-0 up against Wolfsburg. And what a shocking turn of events here, because Burnley have taken the lead against Manchester City. How did that happen? Ooh, couple of deflection on the way in there, which takes it past Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. All right, the goals are coming in pretty fast now. It's a goal first, goals galore. Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 1, Burnley 1. And just in a blink of an eye, Madrid are level. Wow. Kylian Mbappe again does it for Real Madrid. Incredible. Take your eyes off any of this and you might miss something. Wow. Against the run of play, Mbappe has barely touched the ball. And now he's got 8 league goals already this season. In a game that hasn't really gone Real Madrid's way. And out of nowhere now, they are level. Very typical of a Real Madrid. All right, then. So, Man City considered that equalizer, they would have to go again. And Liverpool are still down 1-0 against Crystal Palace. Nicely done by Jude Bellingham that time. And Vinicius will let it run, but can't get past the Atletico Madrid defender. Kekes for Liverpool. Liverpool will need something really special to break down this well organized Crystal Palace team, well drilled by Oliver Glasner. Van Dijk, Konate, Salah. We haven't seen much of him either. Bradley tries to go sit a Bradley who gets the nod ahead of Jeremy Frimpong today. Ooh, he needs to be really careful there. You don't want to give a penalty away, cheap penalty away to a Liverpool. Pedro still going. Advantage assess the referee, and James will collect now for Chelsea. Estevao, Enzo, Caicedo, Cucurella. And so it is halftime now in some of the games. Leeds are one, Bournemouth one. It is halftime there. It's also halftime here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea won, Brighton a nil. And still we play on at Selhurst Park because of that delay. 10 added time to the first half. Will be a corner to Liverpool. Bradley doing well to get that for Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk just couldn't connect with that cleanly enough. Isaac. And so both like will find a Salah. Anderson collects. It's also halftime at the Etihad. Manchester City won. Burnley won. Surprising results. And some opening now for Sa against Konate. 1v1. Sa Watson. Woo! So close to being a spectacular second goal for Crystal Palace. He's just hit the woodwork. Brilliant, brilliant play. Wow. Simply majestic from Crystal Palace. This is incredible football from Oliver Glasner's side. Wow. Look at the concentration on his face, Mateta. How is this still just 1-0 to Crystal Palace? Unbelievable stuff from surprised that we're saying this, but Liverpool will be desperate for halftime to come. And what a strike from Adagule. That was a stunning finish. And Madrid, within a blink of an eye, have turned this around. Adagule with a lovely, lovely strike. What a player he's turning out to be for Real Madrid this season. And there goes another assist for Vinicius Jr. Look at the technique. How he connects perfectly with the ball. That is a pure class from Adagule. No wonder his manager is jumping. And to connect really well with that ball and guides it past Jan Oblak, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. says so much about that finish. Adagule and Allison are playing from the midfield for Liverpool now as they try to get an equalizer just before halftime. And we've almost played the entire 10 minutes of added time to this first 45 minutes. We definitely should expect some response from a Liverpool in the second half. Wow. And Julian Alvarez has just kissed the woodwork. This is unbelievable. How is this just a 1-0 to Crystal Palace? Alison Becker with some world class saves in the first half. And Crystal Palace are doing most of the play. Wow, what a game at a Selhurst Park. So, halftime 1-0 to Crystal Palace against league leaders and Premier League champions at Liverpool. And so, all the games in the Premier League now at halftime, we are down to the Madrid derby. Danny Carvajal in some pain. How well did he connect with that ball to beat Oblak from that distance? Wow. That is a pure class. And Bayer Leverkusen have taken the lead against St. Pauli. RB Leipzig still maintaining a 1-0 lead over Wolfsburg. Borussia Dortmund 2-0 against Mainz. That game is in the 70th minute. Heidenheim 2, Augsburg a nil. And the only game we were watching for you earlier on in the Serie A, Como has ended, and it ended 1-1 against Cremonese. And earlier on, Brentford beat Manchester United 3-1 in another low for Ruben Amorim. And all the games right now at halftime. But still two games to come in the Premier League today. Nottingham Forest against Sunderland. And Tottenham Hotspur against Wolves. And Tottenham against Wolves should be a really, really good watch. Never a boring a moment whenever Spurs are in town. How did that happen out of nowhere? And we are back at where we began at 2-2 in the Madrid derby. But this is, oh, did that hit his ham? This will definitely be checked. Yes, that should not stand. This definitely will not stand as the ball hit his ham before hitting the net. So, as expected, the goal has been ruled out. It remains a Real Madrid 2, Atletico 1. And that is a really an unnecessary handball. And the players are getting back onto the field now at a Stamford Bridge as they get ready to get the second half on the way. It is Chelsea who will be hoping to cling on to all 3 points here as they bid to end at their losing run. A 7 minutes added to the first half in this Madrid derby. Bellingham and Madrid controlling the closing stages of this first half are really nice. And yes, finally, this one is going to count. It is Alexander Solo who, what a game this is turning out to be. 2-2 in the Madrid derby. Alexander Solo. How did he come up with that chance? All right, it looks like we are going to go into the halftime break even. And what a moment that could turn out to be in the game. But the games in the other grounds have begun. The second half. Leeds up against Bournemouth, 1-1 there. Chelsea against Brighton, 1-0 to Chelsea there. And Manchester City, 1-1 against Burnley at the Etihad. We're still awaiting the restart of the Crystal Palace Liverpool game. It just ended moments ago. How? What happened there? That should be a free kick and perhaps a red card. I'm sure the VAR would have a check on this. I will be very, very shocked if this isn't given. That definitely is denial of goal scoring opportunity, and the player, Chalobah, should be off. I have no idea what they are still checking here. That is a red card. And we are being told Sammy Hooper is going to step to the monitor here. And we all know what is coming after that. As Sammy Hooper telling the players to stay away as he watches on the monitor. Whew. Another beautiful cross in. Diego Simeone with his touchline antics falls to his knees. Ooh. That is a red card. Goodness me, for the love of me, I don't know what they keep checking and checking. That is a red card all day long. Wow. Let's take a break for a moment, shall we? 2-2. Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid in the Madrid derby. And Chelsea are down to 10 men once more. But this is exactly what a lot of people question a VAR about. Me watching on from here, I saw that in real time all day long, and that was a red card. And then a VAR will take another 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to check something that is as clear as daylight. When you thought you've got professionals behind the video assistant referees doing their that should be doing their job, it is shocking, really. That is a red card. And also the Crystal Palace and Liverpool game now is underway in the second half, and it will be a free kick to Crystal Palace for Alexander Isak's challenge on Henderson. And so Brighton trying to and it's a wasted effort in the end from Gomez. So Chelsea will have to play the rest of this game, about 40 minutes or so of it, with 10 men, just as they did against Chelsea. And Leeds have taken the lead. Now, had to come from behind. They are 2-1 up against a Bournemouth, a Longstaff, a way to go. And this is where these Chelsea's young guns would have to be very disciplined now. And Chelsea will do everything now to hang up to their slim 1-0 lead. They have a free kick with a chance to whip a one in into the box. And now a lofted ball to Salah. Isak blasted it over the bar. And this is where Anslot will be ruling that red card to Ugo Ekitike, because I don't think Isak is fully fit just yet. Thank you guys for being a part of this live stream with me. EuroLeague. It's a EuroLeague goal rush across various grounds. And it's been a huge day of goals and some shocks. Chelsea down to 10 men currently, playing against Brighton at home. Set for second week running now, playing with 10 men. I say you, Flo Rios, Visionary, Jeda Garcia, Hugo Arechi, Danny, Freddy Gomez, Douglas Jr. Thank you all for being a part of this one with me. Le Vadeha, Marina Edits. Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Budis Adiman, Jose underscore Cortez, and it happened. My guy, thank you for joining me. Bolaidat, Penny. What a strike that was. Cody Gakpo, just wide. If it stays this way, Crystal Palace would have done the title race a huge favor, because Liverpool seem to be running away with it. Still plenty of time, of course, to change the narrative. And Liverpool. And what a chance now, Mateta! And it's another save from Alisson. Wow. Liverpool could have been down. Oh, that's offside in the end. Wouldn't have counted. Mintoma pulling the strings for Brighton. And that could have gone anywhere. Liverpool can still turn this around. They have enough quality on the bench. Cody Gakpo has come on to replace Conor Bradley. There is still that young man, Ario Ngomoha. And Federico Chiesa, who loves the big game and the headlines. So with the introduction of Cody Gakpo, it means Liverpool are playing a with a back a three as they try as they chase at this game, and a Manchester City are still a 1-1 against a Burnley. Haven't found a breakthrough there at the Etihad. If it stays this way, that perhaps might be one of the shocks of the weekend. Liverpool Liverpool have left it late on most of their games at this season, and they will be hoping for some late magic again today. It's really surprising the amount of chances Liverpool have given away against Crystal Palace today. And now we have a goal. Manchester City, I was just talking about them, are in front once again. And what a strike! Matthias Nunes with the goal. Haaland doing so well there to connect and bring the ball down. And Matthias Nunes doing the rest. So City are back in front at the Etihad. 2-1. They lead. And that will take them to a sixth on the table on 10 points. They are still a 5 points behind our leaders at Liverpool, who trail currently against Crystal Palace. Should results stand and stay the same at the end of the game. And so we're expecting the players to come in to the field. And Chelsea, still playing with Stemmen, have done well considerably since going down. And now a chance for Minte to run behind the defense. And that will be a really, really good catch for Robert Sanchez, who collided with his player and has now sustained some injury. Both players actually for Chelsea. Really good ball in from Minte. Woo. The goalkeeper colliding with Pedro Neto. And we can see Asensio warming up for Real Madrid. I think there's some problems in defense for the Los Blancos. And still Liverpool trying to find an equalizer in this game. Anderson with a strong hand away. He has become a really, really important piece of this Crystal Palace puzzle. Suppose like to take the corner for Liverpool. And Liverpool now with a chance. Blocked. Cody Gakpo. And Liverpool will really have to be very careful against our counter attacks in the game. Viet leaves it for Soboslai. Soboslai finds Konate now. Konate has lost it. He is a really huge liability for Liverpool in defense. That is why they were chasing Amad Gehi all summer. Gravenberg. Gravenberg was striking. Or not enough as he goes wide. And the second half is just and it is a 3 to Manchester City. Oscar Bob with a lovely touch. Oh, is that a home? I think that's an own goal. But Manchester City won't care. They lead a 3-1 against Burnley at the Etihad. Thank you guys for being a part of this one. Damian underscore Stenner, Amit underscore Shama, AY underscore OM78. Thank you all for being a part of this one with me. We are still monitoring the Madrid derby for you as well. It currently stands at 2-2 there. Madrid 2, Atletico 2. And Chelsea still defending really strong with a Semen. And of course, we are off in the second half in the Madrid derby. And two teams are come to the tie this weekend with their 100% record on the line. Liverpool and Real Madrid. Liverpool trail a 1-0 against Crystal Palace, and Madrid 2-2 against city rivals Atletico. And that a ricochet of a Crystal Palace player for a goal kick to Liverpool. Mente pulling the strings for Brighton. Woo! How has he missed that? Danny Welbeck. Is that? I thought for a moment that was a penalty to Madrid. Woo! How close was that from Isaac? That was almost a special from Alexander Isak. Minter again for Brighton. On 73 minutes into the second half, and Chelsea still lead a 1-0, but they play with a 10 men at Stamford Bridge. Following that red card to Trevor Chalobah. And Real Madrid Madrid causing their own problems. It's going to be a penalty. Whoo! That is very tricky. High foot, but got the ball first before kicking the man. And it's going to be a penalty which they have duly converted to make it a 3-2 to Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid in this derby. So it is Atletico who regain their lead. Whew! And they are level. Brighton are level. Just as I was watching the Madrid game, Brighton are level against Chelsea. So it is a 1-1. What a header! Minty has been at the heart of everything good going forward for Brighton. And that crossing was a pinpoint. And Danny Welbeck levels it for Brighton. And now they have a really, really good chance to build on this momentum playing against the 10 men of Chelsea. And what have Real Madrid got in their tank here in the Madrid derby? They trail a 3-2 against Diego Simeone's side. Liverpool also trail. It looks like it's going to be a weekend of huge, huge shocks all across Europe. And we're about to see Jeremy Frimpong and Federico Chiesa come on. And there's a return for Romeo Lavia and Badia Shield for Chelsea. Neto and Hato off. A really, really good test for Real Madrid at this. If a Palace don't go on to win this game, they will rule all those missed chances in the first half where they could have gone 3 or 4-0 up. But now they are having to defend for their lives. A really nice opening now. And Szoboszlai. Whoo! Gehi was there to clear. And some movements on the sidelines are for Atletico Madrid. Antoine Griezmann warming up. Gakpo. And that will be comfortable for Henderson. "72 minutes gone already. Are we going to see another late drama from a Liverpool today? They have been the kings of a late show in Europe this season so far. Are we in for another of their late twist here at Selhurst Park? 1-0, they trail against Crystal Palace. And second half possession, 56% of the ball that Brighton have seen, unexpectedly so, given that they are playing with a man advantage. And Pino and Sa would exit the scene for Crystal Palace with Nketiah and Lema coming on. Jeremy Frimpong comes on for Konate. And Florian Wirtz is also off with Chiesa coming on. And the goal scorer Pape Mertesacker is also off for Crystal Palace. Eddie Nketiah is on. So about 15 minutes of normal time still to play. Wow. That was a flying into the corner. Really lovely stop. Brighton turns it over. James would clear for Chelsea. Liverpool are really stepping this up now. Isak. Why did he touch it, Salah? What did Salah do there? Why touch it again? And Madrid just can't get out of their own half now in this game, with Atletico really in the ascendancy. And it is time for Brighton to also make some changes as they try to go for a win here at Stamford Bridge. Chiesa's name being taken for that lounge. And Pedro still going for Chelsea. Mente. And Nketiah will get into the books as well. Whew. That looks nasty. What a raft of action from all the three grounds all at once. Couture saving Madrid, keeping them in the game. And we are seeing a VAR check for a possible penalty against Chelsea. And it is a 4. It is a 4-2 to Atletico Madrid. What a game. Wow. I still don't know or understand what the VAR is checking here. And we saw similar, same incident. I think Chelsea. How is this not a penalty? Ah, this is unbelievable. So Liverpool currently losing. Madrid are losing as well. Yeah, it is now 4-2. 4-2 to Atletico. Madrid facing their real first test of the season, and they seem to have capitulated here. I don't think there will be any way back for Madrid in this one because it will be very hard, difficult for Atletico Madrid to surrender a two-goal lead. And it's another goal. Brighton are in front at Stamford Bridge. After that, a shock decision not to award them a penalty for a blatant foul. Now they lead 2-1. Or And I called it before the game today. If you guys have watched the predictions video that I released on my page, at Brighton to win this, or at least a draw at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. And Bournemouth are level again at 2-2. Man City are 4-1 up against a Burnley. Whew! How close was that from Federico Chiesa? That was an inch. That had Anderson rooted to the spot. Wow. And we all know it's not a complete day in office if Erling Haaland hasn't gotten on the act. And there you have it. The kings of late comebacks, late show. They have done it again. Federico Chiesa. The late show again for Liverpool. And Manchester City have another goal to make it a 5-1. Federico Chiesa is turning out to be a super sub. Crystal Palace have played really well in this game. Do not deserve and VAR checking a possible handball there. This will really be harsh on Liverpool. So the goal stands then 1-1 to Liverpool. Are we going to see another late twist in this game from Liverpool? Can they go on to push on for a winner in this game? And it is over at Manchester City 5-1, the final score. Leeds are still 2-2 against Bournemouth. And it is Erling Haaland again. And now Manchester City move up to third on the table. 6 points behind our leaders at Liverpool. And Brighton still lead at Chelsea 2-1. It's going to be 6 added time in this game. Can Liverpool find a winner? Loses possession and chance for Welbeck now to make it 3-1. Oh, goodness me. Wow. Wow, what a day we are seeing all across Europe. Chelsea beaten at home 3-1 by Brighton, and I called it. What an incredible finish by Danny Welbeck. And still we play on. 3 minutes of the added 6 completed now. Liverpool 1, Crystal Palace 1. Chelsea losing a 3-1 against Brighton at Stamford Bridge. Wow. What a day. What a day. Huge day of huge surprises. Now, Chelsea have lost 3 straight games across all competitions. Lost their last Premier League game against Man United. Now, down 3-1 against Brighton. Also lost in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. and they have huge games coming on, huge fixtures piling up for them. Benfica will visit next week in the Champions League, and in between they've got a Liverpool still to come, with Cole Palmer missing all of those games. And it is over. Chelsea have lost a 3-1 to Brighton. And we still play on here at Selhurst Park. Liverpool won, Crystal Palace won. It seems Liverpool would only be able to avoid a defeat today, but their 100% start to the season is hugely on the line. We are in the final minute of added time here. And Atletico Madrid are still lead a Real a 4-2. And that will be that. There will be no late drama heroics from Ancelot's men today, but still unbeaten. And would you believe it? In the 97th minute of action, Eddie Nketiah has just dented a Liverpool's title hopes. Wow. Wow. Ooh. Was he offside? Late a drama here. This is why we love the game so much. This will take some time to conclude if that was offside or not. Was he just offside there before he struck the ball? Yes. Goal given. Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1. I think it was Ryan Gravenberg who may have kept him onside. Eddie Nketiah. What a moment. Ooh, that was a really, really, that was taken nicely. Oliver Glasner cannot contain his joy. Who would? Wow, what a day of shocks in the Premier League. Manchester United began the day with a 3-1 defeat at Brentford. Brighton defeated Chelsea a 3-1, and now Crystal Palace have beaten Liverpool by 2 goals to 1. Manchester City 5, Burnley 1, Leeds United 2, Bournemouth 2, and it is still a 4-2 to Atletico Madrid in the Madrid derby. We are into the 85th minute there. So Liverpool's unbeaten start to the season is ended here at Selhurst Park, who are fast, Crystal Palace fast becoming a really, really tough nut for Liverpool to crack. They beat them at Wembley in the Community Shield. Now they've beaten them in the Premier League. Wow, huge, huge day. Wow, wow. Oliver Glasner seems to have mastered the art of playing against a Liverpool. And it is now that a Liverpool will rule that red card to Hugo Ekitike. I believe he could have made a lot of difference in this game for them. Alexander Isak isn't fully fit just yet. So what a weekend! What a weekend of shocks in the Premier League. Then Crystal Palace have just beaten the Premier League champions and league leaders. Arsenal would have a chance. And would you believe it? A Crystal Palace now a second on the table. Wow. Crystal Palace are second on the table with 12 points. Are still unbeaten in this season. They've drawn a series, won a series. That is just and Madrid now with a free kick. They have been a really, really underwhelming in this game. Crystal Palace second on the table, followed by Bournemouth, who are third on the table with 11 points, and Arsenal fourth, but with a chance to go second tomorrow with a win against Newcastle United, and Manchester City down to fifth. Wow, what a season we are witnessing. Crystal Palace and Bournemouth second and third on the table respectively. That is so surprising. Wow. Oliver Glasner really doing some great work with Crystal Palace, and good thing they kept hold of their starman McGahey in the summer with that failed move to Liverpool, and that decision now being fully justified. What an afternoon of interesting results across Europe then we have seen today. Don't forget, still some more games to come in the Premier League. In about 15 minutes from now, it will be Nottingham Forest taking on Sunderland and Tottenham. In late kickoff today, would face Wolves. And Bayer Leverkusen defeated St. Pauli. RB Leipzig defeated Wolfsburg 1-0. Borussia Dortmund also won away at Mainz 2-0. That ended FC Heidenheim 2. Augsburg 1. And the Juventus Atalanta game are currently on the way there in Italy. And it looks this one will be done and dusted 4-2 to Atletico Madrid over Real Madrid. So Xabi Alonso's unbeaten start to the season ended today. So too for Anslot, their unbeaten start to the season effectively ended here by Crystal Palace today. Wow. Incredible scenes are from Selhurst Park as Liverpool have been beaten for the first time this season in the league. And we are moments away from the final score in the Madrid derby. Real Madrid 2, Atletico Madrid 4. And what an afternoon for that man, Julian Alvarez, with 2 goals. one from the penalty spot, and in the 63rd minute, rounded things up. And it is a 5-0, 5-2, I beg your pardon, or is it? That is the icing on the cake for Atletico Madrid, who have comprehensively beaten Real Madrid. Wow. Antoine Griezmann makes it a 5 to Atletico Madrid. What are we watching, guys? Opens his body up perfectly and leaves Couture with no chance of saving that. Atletico Madrid a 5, Real Madrid 2. What a day of a shock. Did anyone even see this scoreline coming? Really, really first test for Xabi Alonso. His side had really needed that jolt, that huge result. And this win now takes Atletico Madrid up to fourth on the table on 12 points. Still a 6 points behind Real Madrid. And Barcelona now with a chance to go top of the standings with a win tomorrow. A huge spectacle from the Wanda Metropolitano then. Don't forget there will be more games to come for you tomorrow. The Premier League tomorrow will see Aston Villa take on Fulham. Villa still looking for their first win in the league. They got their first win of the season in the Europa League without a slim 1-0 win. And it is over in the Madrid derby. What a comprehensive result this is for Diego Simeone. Chose a perfect day, perfect time to pull off huge result. Julian Alvarez, man of the match for Atletico Madrid. Huge disappointments then for Madrid, who thought they were cruising to this one, coming from behind to lead a 2-1. But then the Atletico Madrid onslaught started. And Xabi Alonso giving some reality check. What a game of football. What a result. What a response from Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone's Warriors. Griezmann, benched for this one, came on to put the icing on the cake. 5-2, the final score from the Wanda Metropolitano in Spain. Atletico Madrid 5, Real Madrid 2. Kylian Mbappe also scoring his 8th league goal of this season. All right, more matches are still to come tomorrow. Then Newcastle United at St. James's Park would welcome our title challengers, Arsenal, in the Premier League. And La Liga will see Barcelona with a chance to go top of the standings. They host Real Sociedad. Elche against Celta Vigo. Rayo Vallecano against Sevilla. And Real Betis will face Osasuna. And in the German Bundesliga, it's going to be Freiburg against Hoffenheim. FC Cologne will take on VfB Stuttgart. Union Berlin against Hamburger SV. Serie A action will see Sassuolo take on Udinese. AS Roma against Hellas Verona. Pisa against Fiorentina. Lecce against Bologna. And champions Napoli will be away at AC Milan in the biggest game of the Serie A this weekend. And the French Ligue 1 will see Nice take on Paris FC, Angers against Brest, Lille against Lyon, Metz against Le Havre, and Rennes will take on Lyon. And don't forget the French champions and European champions are in action later today. Paris Saint-Germain against Auxerre. And currently, Lorient are warming up against AS Monaco, and Cagliari still to come against Inter Milan. So those are all the fixtures for you then across Europe this weekend. I hope you've really enjoyed this live broadcast Go Rush with me from various grounds in Europe. We have thoroughly enjoyed this one, and then together. Wow, what a day of shocks from various grounds in Europe. It's been a huge entertaining afternoon, guys. I don't know if you guys are just joined a run through of all the results today in Europe for you. It started with Manchester United losing 3-1 against Brentford. Chelsea lost 3-1 at home to Brighton, and Crystal Palace defeated Liverpool, league leaders and champions, 2-1. Crystal Palace goes second, 3 points behind Liverpool, and Leeds United 2-2 against Bournemouth third, and Manchester City 5-1 against Burnley at the Etihad, and Nottingham Forest is just getting underway now against Sunderland. Tottenham Hotspur will face Wolves much later on. And it is Getafe against Levante, 1-1 in the Spanish La Liga. And we have just seen Atletico Madrid defeat Real Madrid 5-2 in La Liga action, with Atletico moving to fourth on the table, and Barcelona now with a chance to go top of the standings tomorrow against Real Sociedad. Real Mallorca against Deportivo Alaves is just getting on the way right now, with the players out there in the tunnel to come onto the pitch. And Villarreal against Athletic Club. And a German Bundesliga, Heidenheim 2, Augsburg 1, Mainz 0, Borussia Dortmund 2, and Bayer Leverkusen defeated St. Pauli 2-1 away, Leipzig 1-0 away at Wolfsburg, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Eintracht Frankfurt about to get underway as we speak. Como 1-1 against Cremonese, and Juventus currently ongoing, 22 minutes in, goalless there. Juventus against Atalanta, and Cagliari against Inter still to come. Lorient 1, AS Monaco 0, 62nd minute there. And Toulouse against Nantes, and later on, champions Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain will take on Auxerre. Whew. Wow. Time to take some breaths, guys. It's been a roller coaster of action all across Europe. Breathtaking moments. Huge goal fest all across various grounds. And it was really nice doing this with you guys, with me, the EuroLeague's Go Rush, with your boy Mayor Kess on Touchline Frenzy. Let's do this again, God willing, guys, as we go across all the grounds. Arsenal have a huge game against Newcastle United tomorrow. Can they seize the initiative in the title race now that Liverpool have dropped points for the first time this season? So over to you, Arsenal. Let's see what you've got tomorrow against the Magpies at St. James's Park. It's your boy Mayor Kess signing out for now. And I'll see you again shortly.